Stella Sora is a game that came out last week, but you wouldn't think it when looking at its monetization scheme, which is a gross amalgamation of pre-pandemic practices and Hoyo's original system. I'm sure you've already heard plenty of other CCs go over every single detail of why and how all of their monetization plans are screwing over their player base, whether it be the $100 for 30 pulls, or the lackluster membership card, or the lack of a steady flow of free premium currency given out by the game. Stella Sora, while being one of the most recent gacha games to come out, is firmly stuck in the past when it comes to monetization, which puts it under unneeded scrutiny when the game itself is actually pretty fun to play by itself. I struggle to think what kind of person you have to be to think that it's a good idea to decide at the very last second before launch to double the cost of a pull and burn through your player base's goodwill in less than a day. Stella Sora isn't some high-quality game that revolutionizes the industry. In fact, most of its offering is bog standard, the only exception being its Ascension system, the main game mode which you will spend most of the time playing so that you can build your characters with the random buffs you will earn along the way. So how did the people in charge think that players would be willing to stick with a game that offers abysmally less than what the Big Four do while charging double the price? That is beyond me. I will say, however, that it is a shame, because while Stella Sora doesn't rise to the heights of the Big Four, what it does instead is offer a cozy little game that's highly repeatable and offers a few minutes of fun grinding with a casual and fun atmosphere where the story doesn't take itself too seriously. In Stella Sora, you play as the Tyrant, or if you're going for the literal JP translation, the Demon Lord, and you're found inside a coffin by a trio of cute adventurers. These adventurers are called Trekkers, and they delve into dungeons called monoliths in search of treasure and loot at the cost of their own memories. So hey, at least our character having amnesia has a plausible explanation. From then on, your ragtag group of trekkers will keep getting into all sorts of silly trouble that makes for a fun and lighthearted experience. If we put aside the atrocious monetization, I'm pretty sure that this already sounds enticing to a lot of gacha players out there who are tired of the open world exploration and just want a more focused experience. The story is presented in a visual novel style with cute art similar to Blue Archive and features an all-female cast. I mostly went through the story with a smile on my face because it was just that, a fun little story with nothing too grand going on following a group of adventurers that are down on their luck trying to get out of crippling debt. The gameplay focuses around a top-down perspective with automated basic attacks reminiscent of Vampire Survivors. You'll ascend through monoliths, going through enemies and random encounters so that you can earn buffs and ability modifiers to increase the strength of your team. I say team, but you're only going to be playing with one character, the other trekkers only showing up whenever they use their support skills or ultimates. The difficulty of Monolith goes up to difficulty 7, most of them being locked behind account and character level requirements. The best way to push through the difficulty is to focus on one team and level them up as high as possible while ascending multiple times to complete objectives that unlock your meta progression. These new unlocks will allow you to bring more discs in your run, increasing your stats, as well as unlocking features like upgrade terminals in the shop and more. Aside from making your character stronger, Ascension will also net you journey tickets, which you can use at the shop to buy discs, currency, gifts, and material. The journey tickets have a weekly cap though, so your progression is limited. Go figure. To meet the requirements for new difficulties, you'll have to level up your characters. That's where the bounty trials come in, which are your basic farming stages. You'll be needing these materials for leveling up, limit breaking, and improving your skills. The other game modes are Menace Arena, which is the infinite tower climb mode. You'll be getting more and more rewards the higher you go. The next game mode, Cataclysm Survivor, is basically just Vampire Survivors with its own reward and progression path. Following that, there's the Proving Grounds, which allows you to fight against 3 bosses every week for character growth materials. And lastly would be the 4th game mode called Boss Blitz, which is Stella Sora's endgame mode. Your Spiral Abyss, your Tower of Adversity, your Pshiu Defense, you get the picture. Pick from one of the 2 bosses, match the elemental weaknesses, and get as high a score as possible by dealing damage or getting technique points. You need 14 stars in total to get all of the premium currency rewards, with each boss having a maximum of 7 stars. I will give credit to the boss fights, as those remind me of MMO raid encounters from my Final Fantasy XIV days, with the fish giving me big Leviathan flashbacks. The game actually has mechanics, boss moves that are telegraphed and require you to play around them, or, if you're like me and want to maximize your uptime, use your HP pool as a resource and tank those hits to maximize your DPS. The game can be fun, it can provide you with some light entertainment and even keep you glued to the screen for as long as you have the stamina. If only the greediness wasn't on full display here, this game would have been seen in a much better light. That's about all of the content this game has without taking into account the events which are as of now non-existent. I'm sure there's going to be events on the horizon that will offer new stories to play through and new rewards to earn, but for now, if you finish the story, the game feels barren. As you can see, Stella Sora is mostly a casual game, and while there's definitely some fun to be had here, my recommendation is to just play the game as a free-to-play player and not invest into the game at all. It's a bit of a shame considering they do have some things I appreciate, like the character weapons being discs that play actual music. It's a small touch, but one that I enjoy, and some of the tracks are legitimately good. But none of it justifies their absolutely atrocious 50-50 system. In 2 days, I have burned through all of the premium currency the game has given me, and I don't even have enough to reach pity a second time. But that doesn't really matter since reaching 50-50 a second time still wouldn't guarantee the on-banner character. Yes, you've heard it right, Stella Sora has no way to guarantee that you'll be getting the character that you want. And let's not talk about the dupe system. That's another issue in and of itself, where getting a duplicate of a 4-star is only enough to activate half a node. There's a nice little feature where the character becomes more and more animated the more nodes you unlock, but that alone will not convince me to swipe for moving in cute looking PNGs. With Duet Night Abyss only 3 days from launch day, a game that completely removed the gacha aspects from their progression systems, it's hard to justify to anyone to play Stella Sora instead. No matter how much the game's aesthetics or playstyle appeal to you on a personal level, it's just the fact that putting money into this game will lead to a bad player experience overall. And with the developers currently aware of the ongoing issue and how players are completely unsatisfied with the results, they only put out a statement that is meant to pull the wool over your eyes in an attempt to buy time, hoping that you'll spend money on the game before they're forced to actually change anything. That way you'll be hooked on the sunk cost fallacy and find it harder to put the game down. For your own sake and for the sake of everyone that wants this game to improve and succeed, do not put your money into the game. Play it casually, enjoy it for what it currently is, and in the case that Yostar refuses to reduce the 10 cost of a poll back to 1,500 and refund every player that polled up until now and fix the god-awful 50-50 system they have, just drop the game, mourn it for what it could have been, and move on to greener pastures. I'll probably keep playing for as long as my curiosity sustains my interest, but overall this game is forgettable. Its only redeeming qualities being its cute aesthetics and its casual nature. Save yourselves the time and effort and wait for Duet Night Abyss or play Chaos Zero Nightmare instead. But that's going to be it for me. What about you? Do you like Stella Sora? Are you disappointed with its monetization system? Will you continue to play it? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a sub to support the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a good one.